Imagine you are in a test day, you're doing IELTS Speaking Part 2, examiner give you a cue card and you just have 1 minute to prepare your answer. What would you do? Hello, welcome back with another episode of Speaking is a Piece of Cake with Nargis. In this video, I will teach you the quickest and easiest method to answer your IELTS Speaking Part 2. Alright, as a reminder, if you didn't watch my previous video, which I precisely explained about the whole general structure of the IELTS Speaking Part 1, 2, and 3, please watch it right now. I put it down here, and if you have any question about it after you watching it, please let me know and write your comment on that video. Okay, if you watched that previous video, you realize that the whole structure of IELTS Speaking Part 2 is cue card. Examiner give you a special cue card which explain you what you're gonna talk about and give you a speech just for 2 minutes. And it have a various types of topic there, and you have to have a great mindset about it and make up a story which has a full of relevant vocabularies, ideas, rich grammars, and so on. Examiner give you just 1 minute to prepare your answer. What we should do in that 1 minute on that golden time. Okay, let's look at the sample cue card here. Imagine you are in a test day, examiner give you such great cue card and you have to answer it and prepare your own answer in just 1 minute. Okay, so let's take a quick glance. Okay, so it's talk about the noisy place. Describe a time you went to a noisy place. And let's look at the bullet points. You should say what place it was, when you went there, who you went with, what people do there, and why you liked or disliked it. Talk about your own emotions. Okay, so in part 2, examiner give you such cue card with a lot of bullet points. You have to answer it precisely. And what is a great method? Number 1, just read the whole question precisely with a lot of attention and just think about the tense of that cue card. Is it present, is it past, or future? Okay, and when you get the tense, it's led you to have a lot of relevant grammar on that structure of your speech. The third step is to just consider the bullet points. Bullet points not only help you and give you a great direction to prepare your own story to the examiner, but also led you to enhance your IELTS score as it led you to give a complete mark from the task response. As an example, describe a time you went to a noisy place. So what is the tense? The tense is past. And the whole main idea of this question is about the noisy place, the crowded place you have been to, and it was really and extremely noisy. So let's look at the bullet points together. What place it was? First of all, just think about the location, write down the name of that noisy place you have been to. For example, you can say, I went to the subway station, it was in the street, it was in bazaar or shopping mall or something like that. When you think about the idea of the location, let's look at another bullet point, when you went there. So you have to talk about the time here. So you can say a couple of months ago, it was a long time ago, or it was last year, or when I was a child, or when I was around 4 or 5. So you have to consider the time here to make up a nice story and engaging a story to the examiner. And let's look at another bullet point, who. Talk about a person that you went to that place. For example, your mother, your parents, your best friend, your beloved one, and so on. So just think about the special person that you have been to and write down her name. And the next question, what people do there, the activity that people had on that sort of places. For example, people were shouting, there were shopping for something, or it was accidents there, which make the whole place so noisy, as an example. And another question was why you liked or disliked it. You have to talk about your own emotion, your feeling on that sort of location. Was it great or not? Did you feel okay? You're alright or not? Did you feel comfortable in that location, in that noisy place? Or no. You can take some notes on that paper that examiner gave you and answer these sort of short questions to have a nice brainstorming and make up an engaging and catchy story to examiner to hear actually. If you watch my video till now and you enjoy it, please subscribe my own channel. Your support, likes and comments definitely help me to keep going and provide some nice and creative video and upload it in my channel to help other sort of international students, English learners and test takers to obtain a lot of fruitful information from the IELTS speaking. The thing is that IELTS speaking can be extremely challenging for most of the English learners and test takers. So to reduce your stress level, you need to practice a lot before your exam time. I mean, you have to practice a lot from the recent questions that examiner ask from the test takers to enhance your fluency and talk it much more coherently. As an example, if you practice a lot from the recent questions in cue card, you have a lot of rich mindsets and insight from different sort of topic that it might be asked you in the exam time. For example, in the topic talking about noise and noisy places, you have a lot of information and vocabulary, relevant vocabulary to use in your speech. For example, noisy place. What are the great vocabularies? Let me see. For example, teamed with a bunch of people, or it looks like a busy beehive. Or it was extremely crowded. Or I packed with a bunch of or dozens of people. So these are nice, great vocabulary that you can easily use to send a message to the examiner that I'm extremely fluent and I can easily talk it correctly and coherently as well. So let's have a quick review together about what did I said and what did I told you about the quickest method to answering IELTS speaking part 2. Okay, the first method is to just read the whole question and cue card precisely with a lot of attention. Second of all, you need to think about the tense of that cue card. Is it present, past, or future? It's led you to think about the special time and just take some quick notes about answering of that bullet points, which is really important to enhance your own task response as well as the great direction and a great map for your own story, for your own engaging story. So when you think about it, you just have a little bit time to think about your own story, your vocabulary you may need to use, and the whole content. Let's see how I use this method and make up these sample answers. Let's see. Okay, let me see. The noisy place. Okay, so the tense of this question is past. Okay, what about the bullet points? What is the location? All right, Bazaar of Tehran. Who you went with my mother. And I don't like that place because it's really populated and crowded and noisy. Yeah. And what about the people? People were shouting, some people were negotiating, and there were a lot of vendors there. What else? Let me see. What about the time? A couple of months ago I went to the Bazaar of Tehran, and right. Okay, so about the grammar, I teamed with a bunch of people. It was a busy beehive. and I don't like that place because it makes me feel frustrated. So what about the grammar, if clause? It was a couple of months ago that my mother and I decided to visit the Bazaar of Tehran, which is the most crowded places and location in Tehran. We believe that this place is well known by some reasonable prices, so why not? We want to purchase some nice clothes for ourselves for our special occasion. So when we arrived there, I couldn't believe my eyes. Oh my god, I was just blown away by the whole scenery that I had. So we just teamed with a bunch of people and it's looked like a busy beehive. We even easily breathe or move on that location, which is extremely unbearable and irritating for us. I remember the activity that people had, that people were talking and negotiating about the prices. There were a lot of also vendors who just shouting and using their own megaphones to promote their own products and enhance their own sales. And the whole place was really alive. People are just really happy to shop something for themselves, although I felt so draining. And the more I spend there, the more I feel frustrated and irritated because I couldn't even move easily and find my own suitable location and suitable store to purchase something for myself. And even my mother couldn't found something for herself as a great suit for herself. So I think that it wasn't a great experience, and if I had a chance to find some other sort of stores to purchase something for myself, I wouldn't come to that place. I wouldn't come over to the bazaar again. Alright, did you get the whole structure and method to answer part 2 of IELTS speaking? I'm sure you get a lot of information and great strategy to consider it easily and accurately. Okay, and don't forget that practice makes perfect. Please practice these sort of questions and set a time, 2-minute time for yourself to talk it a lot and practice a lot. Have a preparation for 1 minute to adopt yourself with such pressing time. So if you have any question, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video with a new topic. Bye bye.